This is a Global Player original podcast.
You're going to hear all
Just a
sorts
name
of
drop
names.
there. Oh, we will be name dropping.
Yeah, and by the way, we're not doing this to sound like absolute
Knobs.
I think Jordan being in the shower will drive more people to watch the live stream.
Yeah,
on
it did
Global
bring a
Player.
lot of traffic.
It
to
got
Global Player.
more traffic
be honest.
than Sabrina Carpenter's set at the Summertime Ball 2 years ago.
It's like, forget what he just said. Look into the eyes, look
Yeah.
around the eyes, and you're under. Right.
It's like a hammock for your balls, basically. Right, and it's in there, and then you put
Yeah,
your,
sorry,
you
Chris.
put your ball in.
Be inclusive here.
And being inclusive.
Capital Breakfast after the Show podcast.
Hello and welcome to Capital Breakfast after the Show pod. I'm Jordan North, he's Chris Stark, and that is Sian Welby. Are we ready for another episode?
Absolutely.
This is a little peek behind the scenes, some bits that you don't usually get to hear on the air, so let's do it. As is am. First and foremost, everyone okay? We having a good week so far?
Very good, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. I feel, I don't know, I feel like I've been in a really cheeky mood of late on the show. I can't really
you?
explain it. I don't know. I said this to my wife recently, so I'm just really enjoying it at the moment.
Oh, that's nice.
Got a bit of a spring in my step,
That's good.
I feel like.
That's good to know.
I don't know why that is, really. I just think we've hit a bit of a groove. I hear that the numbers for the show are excellent.
Oh, really?
Which, yeah. We're bringing all the boys to the yard. So I just kind of think, long may we run.
I'm enjoying it at the moment. I'm really, really good form. Also, as well, last week we did something that we never usually do. We had a bit of a night out on a school night, didn't we?
Oh, that was, it felt dangerous. It felt exciting. Maybe I've been a bit giddy as well. I was looking forward to that night because you two were both there. It was like, well, if they're here, I don't know how to explain it. It was like, well, the Spider-Man meme. It's like, well, if I'm going to get a bit tipsy, but my two co-hosts are with me and I make sure they don't leave before me, we're all in the same boat.
Exactly. It's a rare
Lovely.
situation where that really works out.
We went to go on. Sorry, go on.
No.
We went to a really fancy, and we never get invited to stuff like this, quite like a celeb event that was pretty fun for a brand that we work with that we love. And we're like, yes, we're coming along to that. And it was free drinks. And I knew it was big when Dame Shirley, no, it weren't Shirley.
Shirley
Joan
Bassey.
Collins.
Oh, Joan Collins.
Shirley Bassey.
Don't. For a second, I thought it was as well. You're right.
It was one
Joan
of the
Collins.
dames.
Yeah.
It was one of the dames. Joan Collins walked in. I thought, this is going to be a good night. And
Great
then,
night.
Vernon Kay walked in and he was on fine form. What was the first drink you had?
Great question. I had a lot of gin.
This was on a school night, by the way. We never drink in the week.
My first drink was a rosé. Then I went on to gin. Then I had some weird cocktail. Then I started perving on David Gandy through a bush, and that's really where the night took a turn.
We no, it's wicked. We should go out more together because those kind of events can be kind of intimidating. In fact, I think any night out, you know, when you first turn up and
You don't really know
everyone's
anyone.
like mingling, it's all small talk. It's really tricky. I felt like it was almost like Gladiator with our shields up. We could almost look like we're being sociable, but really we're just talking between ourselves. It was awesome. I love it. And then one of us can sort of just break ramp, bring someone in. In comes Rachel Stevens.
Oh, are we
In
going to
comes
discuss
Natalie
that one again?
Cassidy. In comes all these people. It's
Yeah.
just, it was wicked. I had such a good time.
Okay, so some stories then that we haven't told. So Natalie Cassidy, what an icon, by the way.
She's great.
I used to work with her years ago. I say with her, we both did the same show, but she did like a Wednesday and I did like a Saturday. So I hadn't seen her for years. We worked for the same boss, and so you straight away have loads in common.
What show was this?
It was the health lottery. It was a lottery show.
Oh, okay.
Channel 5 days.
Right.
And I'd always heard this. So I think maybe I was doing the Wednesday and she did a Saturday. So I remember coming in on the following Wednesday and the crew all telling me this story going, oh, did you hear what happened to Natalie at the weekend? I was like, no. So he says, well, she went out on the Friday night, hit Soho, all the gay bars, having a great time.
Of course she did.
Wakes up the next morning and there's like 50 missed calls off her phone from her agent. She's like, oh, what's all this? Anyway, she picks up the phone and the agent goes, oh, dear Natalie, someone's leaked you going back into EastEnders. And Natalie's like, oh, God, no, you're kidding. Yeah, it's got out. Papers have got hold of it. So we're just going to have to like roll with this and work out a plan. So she's like, oh, God. Anyway, cuts to like later in the day and a mate sends her a video. She's on a podium, bra in her hand, going, Sonia's back!
Legend! She's so good.
So I asked
Such a legend.
I had never had the opportunity to ask her about that story, and so I was bringing it up to her there and then. And
is it true?
Well, she sort of said, it sounds like something I would do, she said. She couldn't remember.
Class.
Yeah.
I was having a chat with like this big boss type character there, and Sian, you were a few drinks in by that point, and you kept coming up to me, tapping me on the shoulder. Bear in mind, I'm in conversation with someone I really need to be having a conversation with. You didn't, by then you've lost all sort of
momentum,
I don't know, etiquette, or like rules of engagement, and you kept tapping me on the shoulder going, Natty Cassidy wants to speak to you, and I was like, I'll be over in a minute, Sian. Just chatting here.
I was so giddy.
Chatting to Stuart here.
Listen, I do apologise.
And then I started like nodding towards as if to go,
Sian,
like, Sian.
look who I'm chatting to.
Yeah.
Is that when we were speaking to the big boss
Yeah.
and Catherine Jenkins?
And Catherine Jenkins.
Wow.
You're going to hear
Just
all
a
sorts
name
of
drop
names.
there. Oh,
He's
we
gonna
will be name dropping.
Yeah, and by the way, we're not doing this to sound like absolute
Knobs.
knobs. Yeah, that's the only word in it for someone who name
Knobs.
drops. We're not being
We're not.
knobs. It's just we were at a showbiz party, and it's really
We
weird.
never go to stuff like this.
No, and normally we're the ones working and interviewing. So the fact that we were just mingling. So yeah, okay, apologies. I did do that,
But
Chris.
then
I
you
got
came back
very
again.
giddy.
You did it twice. You came back again when Natty Cassidy wants to speak to you over there.
Right.
I was like, Sian, I'll be over in a sec.
After a few woo-woos, I thought you'd be so excited that Natalie Cassidy wanted to speak to you.
No,
that
but you know
knew
I
you'd
know
be
her.
well, I didn't know that, you see. So I thought you'd be so buzzing. You're like, oh my God, what, Sonia? So I thought you were going to be so giddy, and I hadn't clocked. I hadn't really registered properly who it was.
I left you two to it, so I don't know what time is left. I left at 9:30, I think, did I? 8:30? I was in bed for 9:30.
We left about 9.
We didn't leave much after.
we're
Oh,
all
I
right.
did not look much after you. But yeah, it was.
You
it was a
tried
good
to round
night.
us up though, actually.
I was
You
just-
almost went. I got a slight vibe that you went, I'm leaving now, so you two need to leave as well.
Not at all.
And then you did a quite sort of patronising, almost dad-like thing to do. You said when you clocked we weren't leaving, it's like, okay, I'm going to leave now, have one more, and then make sure you get yourself home. It's like, obviously.
No, but to be fair,
I was worried.
I was Welbied, and the problem is I can't be trusted. He saw me doing beelines to all the wrong sort of important people.
I saw
And when-
you fully well-beat the...
yeah, you know who.
Yeah. There was I'm going to leave this a mystery on the podcast. But when I left, Sian literally had a little group of 4 or 5 people in front of her,
Doing a TED talk.
quite well-known people, and Sian was full well-being.
Oh,
them.
great.
I
It
was
was a
doing
rallying
like
cry.
I was doing like a bit of a pep talk. Sometimes people, no
was
one asked
actually
for it.
brilliant.
No one asked for the pep talk. But sometimes you encounter people you haven't seen in ages, and yeah, I probably shouldn't get into it because it's probably too controversial. But yeah, had a bit of a pep talk.
Yeah, and it's actually, do you know what? We won't get into it because actually it just starts a whole new conversation. But what you were saying was bang on, and it isn't actually that controversial.
What have I missed here?
No, I quite like the mystery of it now. I'll give you one more thing. David Gandy, just because you mentioned his name.
Oh yeah. So the model, if you don't know the name, when was his like biggest peak? Because he was like,
I mean, if you've not worked out the brand we were at after David Gandy.
oh yeah, okay, fair, yeah.
So David Gandy, I have had a few drinks, and there's a thing bugging me in my brain. And after a few drinks, you see these people, and you lose the etiquette. You go and say what's on your mind. You need to know. You don't see them very often. You need to get these things out of your mind. I went up to David Gandy, and I was convinced he used to have a flip-flop company. Because you know the phrase...
You did a me, yeah.
Gandy's flip-flops.
Yeah, Gandy's... No, it's not Gandy's flip-flops, it's Gandy's flip-flop. I've got a mouth like Gandy's flip-flop.
Yeah.
So it's the same when you're really thirsty.
But I was convinced that David Gandy had a flip-flop company from many years ago,
This is
because I
quite
had
Jordan North of you.
I had some flip-flops, and I was convinced they'd come from David Gandy, and I wasn't sure if I was getting the phrase. Anyway, so I went up to David Gandy, asked him all about his flip-flop company,
And-
he basically just looked at me and then walked
Like, who
away.
is this imbecile?
Yeah.
I actually can imagine he'd have no problem with literally blinking and
Yeah.
walking away.
I actually didn't mind it either. I
No.
thought, you're a legend.
You're
Fair play.
allowed. Some people are allowed to.
Yeah.
I think the biggest faux pas of the night was me getting Rachel Stevens mixed up with
Miley in
That
class.
was the
Miley in
worst.
class.
Between the three of us, I don't think we should ever do these things again,
I
should
said
we?
to Rachel Stevens, congrats on your 20 years at Global. Obviously, Global is the company that owns Capital and Heart, and Mining Class works at Classics. Done it for 20 years, and it was Rachel Stevens I was speaking to. You came in and you pulled me a blinder there.
I was stood next to him
just
as he
moved
did
me
this.
out the way.
And Rachel's so lovely, you know.
She's great.
It's
Lovely
great
girl.
catching up with her, and Jordan's gone. Congratulations, 20 years. And I've heard this because obviously Rachel sort of looked at him a little bit and gone like, "Thank you." I've gone, "Oh, okay." He's got her confused.
Literally grabbed me out the
Someone-
shoulder, moved me out the way, and just went in and rescued the whole situation.
And sort of just pivoted the chat, but made
Yeah.
it sound almost like forget what he just said. Look into the eyes, look
Yeah.
around the eyes, and you're under. Right.
Yeah.
It was like dancing on ice almost in the way that I just sort of just glided in and just at the same way moved Jordan back. There was no questions or anything, and it just
Who's the guy from Pulp Fiction that comes in and sorts out all the mess? Who did
Yeah,
he call?
like, yeah, and-
cleaner.
No, is it the
You
cleaner?
just called the cleaner, I
And
think
he
you're
just,
right.
he just came in and
Cleaner.
mopped it all up, and they go, call this guy, and he just came in and was like,
Yeah.
right.
It was like one of them
else.
clocks, you know, where the people come out.
That's right.
At the top of hour, like you just sort of they come out and spin round and go back in. And swap.
It
That
was
was
like
that
that.
was us two.
So yeah, me being a gobshite as always. And then, Welby, tell everyone what you did when you got home, because you put this on your Insta, and I thought when I went to bed, I thought she might regret putting that up in the morning, but you didn't.
No, just quickly though, I thought you were going to say you were going to tell me off then for heckling, because do you remember when they were talking about those support boxes, and I was like, Jordan, get them on.
Yes, I knew you were pissed then. So they've
Yeah.
got these new support boxes, basically. That it's like a push-up bra, but for men. So the push-up bra puts your boobs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that just a normal bra anyway? I don't know why they call it a push-up.
No, push-ups particularly pushes them up. But a bra in general is to keep them up,
Yeah.
right? And there's no boy equivalent, or I didn't think there was.
So there's these new boxes now where you open it up. It's like a little flap in the...
Wait,
Oh, I've not used.
I've got them. I've actually got
wait,
them.
Oh, bet you have.
stop it. I didn't think to... I'm there thinking they're just tighter. You're telling me there's a flap
There's like
and
a little
pouch.
flap. It's
What,
a
that you're going to
pouch.
post your balls
Yeah,
into?
it's like a little vulvular. What
Is
do you
it
call
like a
it?
hammock? Is it like a hammock inside? So you're
a vulva.
A vulva.
Okay.
A foo-foo sailor.
It's like a little vulva.
Right.
So it's like a little flappy bit. It's,
Are you telling me there's a little sort of vagina pouch that you pop your balls
and then
into?
it's like a hammock for your balls, basically,
Or
right?
ball.
And it's in there, and then you pop.
Yeah,
your,
sorry,
You
Chris.
put your ball in.
Not being inclusive here.
And being inclusive, you chop your balls, ball, or just bag in, right? Whatever you've got left, and then it holds them up, right? And I got them as a joke present from William, actually, William Hanson, for Christmas from the podcast. Put them on one day, had a look in the mirror.
Who's
Whoa,
laughing now?
I was packing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it reverse then any sort of...
Is it reverse swing? Does it sort of
Just holds it up and makes you look.
Yeah, but does it keep them perky, is what
I-
I'm saying?
yeah.
Does it reverse the sagging?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
but,
they
no,
do.
but is it?
That's a good
what's
question.
it aiming to do? Enhance?
The boxers, yeah, enhance it. Honestly, I put them on and thought, yeah, that's.
Do you reckon that's what all these models, all those Calvin Klein, the lot, do you
got the
reckon
little-
they've always had like some sort of support system?
I think-
so they look so good in the
Yeah,
adverts.
But have you seen like a lot of these models? Have you seen the before and like afters once they've been touched up and photoshopped? They always make them look big, and they always make the balls look.
Have
They're
you?
t-
Yeah.
And because they touch
do
it
you
up,
mean?
because if you looked at a guy in his boxers,
Yes.
let's say see Jake in the boxers, and how they do it is you will actually see the shape of his penis.
Right, so they have to airbrush that
So
out,
they kind
right?
of like airbrush
Oh, I
it to make
see.
it
I
look
di-
a bit even, but
I
still
didn't think of that.
bulky.
Ah.
You can. If you did I've seen this before. I've read about it in GQ. If you did a normal boxer advert,
It would be way too graphic.
you would probably see the knob. I don't know how we've got onto that, but anyway, yeah, the push-up boxer. Bra.
Knob.
You went
in pants. Pop knob in flap.
Like anyone says knob, I think of the
Knob.
extras.
pop knob in. Right, actually, speaking of balls, I want to talk about Balls to Monday, which we're going to do next. But Sean, from that night out, you did something at home that everybody was talking about that you put on your Instagram.
I just had a moment of clarity. I got home. Obviously, the event was amazing, but I had drunk a lot, and there was little canapes, but a little sort of prawn cracker type thing isn't going to mop up the amount of alcohol I had. So I got in, got some toast. Toast wasn't quite hitting the spot. Got the cheese out, grated the cheese. But obviously I did it very haphazard. I was using a chopping board. I didn't have a plate. Cheese all over the floor. Didn't want the cheese to go to waste. Caught myself eating the cheese off the floor and thought, wow, look at you. You were next to David Gandy earlier. Now you're on the floor like a peasant eating this cheese.
We wouldn't have you any other way.
No, and so I just
Why
thought
did you eat off the floor?
Because she dropped on the floor.
because it was lovely bits of cheddar. You know, lovely bits of grated cheese, and it just 5-second rule.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. I was either going to pick it up and bin it. You're not going to bin cheese, are you?
Ban canapes. I mean, it's nice that they fed us, but just put a spread out. They're just those little picky. You never get quite full.
Yeah, but do you know what a fancy would do? You can't have a queue at the buffet table, can you?
You can't
It's
bang
not cool.
canapes, I don't think. You don't want to be walking around with plates at something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
do.
But can we make what I would say is, can the rule be it really has got to fit in a normal sized mouth in one bite?
Why? Was some too big? I can't remember.
There was a chicken thing which was so nice, right?
It was really nice.
But it was a 2-biter, but fell apart after one.
Oh, yeah.
So you end up
Messy.
in a conversation because everyone in your little circumference has one, right?
Flecks of food.
And
you're
you're mid conversation, in comes someone. Would you like one of these? Everyone says yes, and then you spend the next 30 seconds like with your mouth trying to swallow one of these big chicken things, or and then carry on chatting.
You're right. It is quite ironic that you're there to mingle and chat, and we're all talking with our mouth full. You haven't got a plate, napkin. You've lost the napkin, or you've got a little stick in your hand, and we don't know what to do with the stuff, do we?
Bits of flecks of food are going on. Oh,
I'm not joking. Like Rachel Stevens was the FHM cover of my youth,
Right.
but I was hungry and I needed some chicken.
So you were
So I
willing
have
to...
the big canapé, and Dave gone, would you like one? I've gone, yes, I would.
You
'cause I
had
want
posters of her on your wall, didn't
Yeah,
you?
of course. But I wanted the big chicken one. So I have that. They then go, Rachel, would you like one? She rightly goes,
No, thank you.
No, thank
I'm
you.
I'm
She
talking.
sees it's ridiculous.
No one was eating apart
And
from
so
us
I
three.
then have to go.
By the way, no one was eating apart from us three.
I know, we're pathetic.
But if you're mid conversation with someone, then you take a massive bite, and the whole thing's in your mouth. You could have told 17-year-old me, queuing for that particular FHM, that Rachel Stevens would be stood in front of me,
And when you've got that golden
devouring
opportunity, yeah.
my mouth full of a chicken.
Hang on, you found out she was in HFM and queued to go and get it.
FHM. It was an S Club special, yeah.
Did you tell her that?
You wouldn't know that. It's this was the peak FHM cover.
Oh, because you
didn't know who you were
going to get
getting.
on
Yeah.
the cover.
You didn't know who you were
I
getting.
remember that.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, and I do remember this, had a lot of lad mates.
I remember
Everyone
this.
wanted Rachel.
I do remember this.
Everyone did want Rachel. I'm going to be honest. She's amazing. She still looks incredible now. What was I going to say when you were saying, the only thing that makes me laugh is imagining Chris, right? This is how I want people to imagine it. When he described talking to Rachel Stevens eating this massive chicken, I'm picturing that guy off Come Dine With Me that puts the whole whisk.
spatula.
The
whisk. That's it.
into his
was. It was. And I'm trying to maintain a normal conversation.
With your childhood crush.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Your teenage crush.
Yeah.
Your teenage crush.
Yeah, it's just like
Did you
mad
not tell her
life
that?
moments.
Not tell her that you was...
I don't know if you really say that.
He can't be going, no, who fancied you? Like mouthful.
I'm something I queued for.
I queued for you.
I had posted you on the wall. You're fit.
So
And also, I've met I know Rachel. It's not do you know what I mean? That would just be a mad thing to say.
okay.
I think.
Not really.
I just think we've all gathered that we cannot really be trusted in these places. We don't really know how
Have
to
you ever met
act.
your crush?
It's a great question. Have you?
Have you? You figure out how you're going to answer that, and
I don't think I have. I can't right now off the top of my
I
head,
don't think
and
I
it'll
have.
drag too long if I
Oh,
try and think.
interesting
but I
one,
can't
that,
remember.
eh?
I'll come back to that one if someone comes to mind.
All right, then. Coming up next, we're going to do a Balls to Monday D-ball debrief. Ball debrief.
We're going
Debrief.
balls
full
deep.
debrief.
We're going why didn't I think of that? Right, coming up next, we're going balls deep. What is it?
Balls deep.
We're doing a balls deep on Balls to Monday. Right, let's go balls deep now on Capital Breakfast after the show in Balls to Monday. This was something that we did for the second time this year. Chris, explain, because I can't believe a year ago you were diagnosed with testicular cancer.
Well, look, yes, it is an excuse for us to get away with all sorts of innuendo and things we probably wouldn't normally say because it's all for an amazing cause. And ultimately, we want to keep the conversation going around this. A year ago, I got diagnosed with testicular cancer. And obviously, it was a very tricky time, but it was also a very empowering time because I then went on the radio. When I came back from that and I'd had a bit of chemo, and you guys knew that I'd been going through this thing at the time, but really wanted to talk about it on the show. And it's a bit of an unusual one to talk about, obviously, given the kind of area that it's in. But then that's part of the problem, really, is there is a bit of a stigma attached to talking around these things, and it is a little bit taboo. So I think when we then all decided to talk about it on the radio, it was an amazingly powerful thing. It started a big national conversation, which is fantastic. And I do think that ultimately that has led to so many blokes checking themselves or going to the doctors if they're unsure about something. Sometimes you could put off going to the doctors because you don't really want to do that. But I think, judging by the messages that we've all had and the amount of DMs I've seen, it's encouraged blokes to go do that. And I do think that's potentially saved lives. And that's obviously, I'm very proud of you both for doing it and our team for allowing these conversations to happen. But also you guys listening, it's a real example of something that I think radio can only do, which is have these conversations that really do have a real world effect. As in, you could be listening to the radio and hearing the songs and hearing our chat, and you can hear something that gets you thinking or gets you doing something for yourself that potentially changes your life. It feels quite powerful, that, in the best possible way, especially when there's so much shit in the world. So, yeah, that was a year ago. We did something called Balls to Monday, where we chose one day and we just really went for it on the show, didn't we? Did a lot of fun stuff. And very, very pleased and proud to say that a year later, I didn't particularly push this as well. I've got to say, the team came up to me and said, would you like to do Balls to Monday again? A year on, should we go for it again? And we did it. And I think we brought it up another level. So really proud that this has now become a thing that we do as a show. I really hope we do it next year as well. And it was just one of those shows that I think I'll always remember. Fantastic cause, something that we've created, Balls to Monday. And this year we did almost similar things to what we did last year, but up another level. So Sian sung a song, which I know sounds like something we do all the time, but I just love it because we're talking about
balls,
checking
and it is
yourself.
ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, look, we try and find the funny in everything, don't we?
I think we should have a listen to it. This was live on the radio. Sian came up with a song for Balls to Monday.
You are a hero if you check down below. Believe when I say you can do it every day. When you are in the shower, get warm, then dry off. Don't have a play. Do it the right way. Chris!
Tell me why.
Could be something more than ball ache.
Tell me why.
Doing nothing is a big stake.
Tell me why.
I always want to hear you say, everybody!
Balls to Monday.
Here we go!
Sian Welby. That's the one.
Quite low for my voice, that one, but
Oh,
here we go.
you've got the orange.
That's Sian Welby singing about checking your balls to Backstreet Boys. That's what it's all about.
Felt right, didn't it?
It's really good. Another classic. It feels like another one up from last year. Last year as well, Jordan, you got checked. This was so brave. On air, getting a live examination to kind of, if you do it, when we filmed it, then other people might do it, but also to kind of teach people through the radio how to do it by physically demonstrating it. You did that last year. This year it went up another level as well, because we learned that actually the best place to check yourself if you're a bloke is in the shower. So naturally then we thought, well, let's see if Jordan wants to go in the shower to get checked this year.
Yeah, let's have a clip of that. This is me getting checked live in the shower on Capital Breakfast.
It's an amazing thing we're all doing this morning with Balls to Monday. Jordan North, can you hear us?
Okay, let me turn that shower off. Woo! Oh, I feel good. I might start doing mid-show showers. I feel brand new now.
Was it warm enough for you?
It went a bit cold, so I'm glad I had a chance to warm up because there's no chance I was checking them when that cold water touched me.
Listen, you're a great sport. So as Dr. Amos said, the best place to check yourself is after a shower. So what we're going to do now is Dr. Amos is going to speak you through how to check yourself. And obviously, if you're listening at home, just listen carefully to how you do it. It's really simple, isn't it, Amos?
Yes, it is. Jordan, you ready?
Yeah, okay. Turn around, guys. Right, I'll put the camera. Okay, I am now fully naked on the radio.
Now you're
and nobody
comfortable.
can see. Put that camera stuff. There we go.
Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah.
use both hands. Start one testicle at a time. And hold that testicle between your forefinger and your thumb and roll over the surface. Don't squeeze too hard. Are you doing that?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm doing that now.
Perfect. And you might feel a little bit of a rough area at the top. That's normal. That's your epididymis. And once you've done that testicle, switch to the other testicle.
The top one, it's like wires, if you will, isn't it?
Yeah. It can feel like a bag of worms sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just checking the other one now. And it's like with your forefinger like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Like a pincer. Perfect. And then you work your way to the other testicle. You're looking for any changes in the surface, any changes in the size. It's perfectly normal for one testicle to hang a little bit lower than the other one. Yeah, and you're doing the same thing again.
Yep, just checking that one there, and then it's all good there.
That's really quick. Yeah, see, it's how quick it can be done.
Yep, that's it.
Happy with that?
Yeah, all good.
And you're freshly checked.
Well done, Jordan.
Thank you.
Jordan,
There
you've been
you
a
go.
great sport. Round of applause,
This is what he
Jordan.
does.
Doing the
The
show
boy
live
wonder.
from a shower.
And
What
guys,
do you call him?
It's the boy wonder.
Oh, the boy
Sorry,
wonder.
Did you miss it? Sorry. Look, guys, it's that simple. So, lads, if you get the chance today, please do the same as our Jordan here. Just give yourselves a little check. And that's really what Balls to Mondays is all about. Thank you so much, Dr. Amos, as well.
Yeah, you've been brilliant.
That was so awkward because Callum and John from cameras was in there, but I was fully naked. So they were trying to film, but with a head turn, because I don't want to be naked in front of them. So that was so awkward. I had to check myself live on the radio. By the way, can I just say, lads, it's so much easier checking after the shower.
Oh, was it?
Oh, honestly.
Did it make a difference?
Honestly, it'd gone from like prunes to... No, it'd gone from like oranges to prunes.
Things so relaxed.
It was just
Oh,
relaxed,
I
and it was.
see.
I
That's
didn't
why they-
realise, and I've
yeah.
never really done it before. So you were actually right, and that was the whole point of it to check. Like, if you're listening now, next time you get out of the shower,
If I'm really honest now, I don't think it was the whole point of it. I think it was a lovely build because it's true. If you're in the shower, it's the perfect time to
Just
check.
'cause it's
But
all-
I cannot lie. There was at least 10 to 20% of my brain which was going, I think Jordan being in the shower will drive more people to watch the live stream.
Yeah.
on
It did bring a
Global
lot of traffic.
it
to
got
Global.
more traffic
be honest.
than Sabrina Carpenter's set at the Summertime Ball 2 years ago.
Do you know?
That might or might not be.
Do you know what's awesome? And this is so mad. This is how you've got to remember, because we do batshit stuff all the time, so it can all blend into one. You essentially, Jordan, did what people have nightmares about. You did your job naked.
Oh, God.
When you actually think about it,
I was
right,
nervous.
You were, yeah, because I would be, because suddenly it's, although it's like it's all good and everything's done properly, you are stood there starkers and you are live with a microphone and there is a live camera and there is a live stream, and all it would have taken is one little slip on that soap.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I mean?
Or the bracket not being tight enough on
the tripod.
on the tripod on the camera, and it just slowly.
Imagine.
started.
I did ask if they could loosen it.
I knew you would.
It's, no, look.
You were
it's-
brave doing that.
It was
I
so
thought.
brave. We keep saying it. Amazing cause. But yeah, the shower thing, it served two purposes, really. Obviously, it demonstrated very visibly that you should check yourself if you're in the shower. And it goes for everyone, really. It's just a good excuse to check out your body. But yes, I do think it brought a lot of traffic to Global Player for people to just come and have a look,
We'll
which
have a
is
look.
a great thing, Jordan, because then it got the message out there to more people. So
Yeah, it was
once
very good.
again, another year, another thank you from me.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad that this is our thing on the show because of you as well, Chris. And I think we should maybe just quickly mention that Nick Ferrari also came in at 10 to 7. LBC legend. This guy interviews prime ministers, government ministers, MPs, presidents on a weekly basis. This is a man who agreed to do it to raise awareness. And I just want to play you the clip in all its glory because he did it in such a Capital Breakfast way. He got his balls checked live on the radio that we could see. Obviously, we couldn't see down there. And he just had a laugh with it.
Morning, Nick.
Good morning. Good morning. I trust we're well.
Thank you so much for doing this. We genuinely really appreciate
Serious
it.
point. Yeah.
Why did you want to get involved?
Well, you all know my lovely bride, who I married a few months ago. She's not been very well, so I've not had a lot of excitement since my birthday, which was the beginning of the year. So this is the best way I could spend a Monday morning. I just need to warn the doctor that it's been a while.
This is exactly the tone of what we're trying to do this morning as well. This is exactly why I wanted to talk about this originally when I got diagnosed with testicular cancer.
Yep.
Because, remember everyone, caught early, this cancer is so treatable. It is most common in men aged 18 to 49, and there is a bit of a stigma around it because it involves that area.
Yep.
So, Nick, you standing here and getting examined this morning is a really powerful statement to show how simple this can be.
Couldn't agree more. I do the same. Seriously, we do prostate, we do all of that. It's vital. If you catch them early, you're in a much better place. So I'm good to go, as they say.
Good man.
So,
do you check yourself regularly or not?
No, not as much as I should. I probably should. This has come as a wake-up call, and there's obviously, when you asked me last week, I thought, well, that gives me the weekend off. I'll let the doctor do it on Monday.
Fantastic.
Crack me up, Nick.
So Dr. Amos is going to examine you now while talking the nation through the steps on how to do it for yourself. So over to you, Dr. Amos.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look. It's not uncommon for one of your testicles to descend lower than the other.
Right.
And usually you start one at a time. I use both hands, and you cup it between your forefinger and your thumb.
Right.
And you work your way round.
Okay. I can't help thinking there's a lot of government ministers who'd love to be in your position right now, Doctor. And I don't think they'd be quite as gentle. I've got to be honest with you.
Nick, we owe you a pint for this.
No worries, man.
Okay, Dr. Amos.
It takes less than 20 seconds, 30 seconds to do. And that's it, Nick. You've been checked.
And I'm done?
You are done.
And more importantly, how am I?
You are good.
Fantastic.
Oh, look at that. Nick, that was so good. Thank you so much.
Why did the doctor take his shirt off? This is what I can't...
Stop it.
Honestly, okay, so anybody listening, absolutely painless. I now walk out of here. Great doctor, I feel better. Just get it done. Plain and simple. Get it done.
Nick Ferrari, everybody!
Obviously, that is awesome, right? And I've just remembered something that would be a podcast exclusive. Is that, do you remember the pep talk we had before the show? And we'd got word that we'd only found out that morning that Nick was up for it. We're like, this is awesome. He says he's going to somehow fit it into before he goes on his show that started at 7. Is that right? Is his start? Yeah. And we jokingly said, oh, don't call him Dick Ferrari.
Yeah.
You know, with all this talk of balls. What did you do?
I called him Dick Ferrari, Anna.
Unbelievable.
It's like your brain does it to sabotage itself.
Did I actually say it?
You did.
Don't say to me, don't say Dick Ferrari, because you know in the back of my mind somewhere it's going to blurt it out later. There's wires in normal people's heads that are fine. Mine are all crisscross and a bit of a botched job. Like when you get a dodgy cowboy builder, and that's my brain. So if you say don't say that, I will be like, of course I'm not going to say that. But then dickhead brain part of me here will say Dick Ferrari. Right.
Well, we'd never change it.
Thank you. Bless you. Let's do our quotes from the notes next before we finish for the day. All right then, Capital Breakfast after the show. It's now time for our quotes from the notes. This is where we read out some little bits that have been said, often in the studio, not on mic, or behind the scenes here at Capital Breakfast. Sian Welby always writes them down in the notes section of her phone. So what have you got for us this week, Sian?
I don't know who actually said this, but I know who it's about. The tripod won't be your penis.
This was Callum when he was explaining the Balls to Monday shower idea. And he went, and obviously we'll have the tripod in there. And I went, yeah, you will. And he was like, no, the tripod will not be your penis. It will be the camera.
This is what I mean. There's been a lot of because it is quite a serious topic, but it's been a good excuse to have a lot of fun with this as well. Everyone in our team, everyone's had such a laugh with this as well, which is good. It's an important part of it. But yes, the tripod won't be your penis. The biggest concern with that tripod in front, so you've got to imagine there's a camera on a tripod in front of Jordan and it's set at a certain thing. The biggest fear is, sometimes this just happens, doesn't it? Where the camera just accidentally
slips.
Just starts to move down, and there's nothing anyone would be able to do in that situation.
Because the point was, it would be sort of unethical for anyone to have been in that shower with you, because that's like an invasion of privacy. So they did have to set up a static camera.
Invasion of privacy.
It'd be a bit like, do you remember on the Simpsons movie where Bart's skating and he's completely naked, and it's like things keep getting in the way to block it, then all of a sudden he goes through a hedge and you just see that would have been Jordan. It would have been this little crazy frog there. It would have been quite funny.
Crazy frog. Good.
All right, next quote.
Okay. He thinks he's 5'11". That was Jimmy about you, Jordan.
I am sick of this short. I am 5'10", 5'11", but Chris likes to think that I'm shorter than him, and I am not.
I don't care,
and
mate.
It's probably the thing we often argue about the most in the studio.
No, it flares up occasionally, doesn't it, Sean?
Yeah.
Like, this is well.
It's like eczema.
It's like eczema. It is like eczema.
It's right. I am a shorter guy, right? I really have not got a problem with it.
But I'm not short. I'm average.
I'm about 5'8", something like that. Okay?
I'm 5'10".
But
I'm scared to get
I
involved.
think in certain situations, you like Jimmy is 6 foot. You then go, I'm not far off that. I'm 5'11". And the quote is, he thinks he's 5'11" from producer Jimmy talking about you. You're not 5'11".
Well, you did stand next to him, and it was
so
quite the
once again, we've had to do this fast, which we seem to do all the time, where we have to stand next to each other. I don't mind if you're taller, but the mad reality of this situation, Jordan, is you're not.
I am a bit.
At best, you are a tiny bit taller, but Sean seems to think it's you. Sean said to me afterwards, she's like, the thing is, you do have quite puffy hair, don't you?
I am literally...
The hair brings them up another...
Is it the Mourinho meme? I am that whole, like, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. Because the problem is...
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
I filmed it. I don't even... I feel like it'll wind you up too much.
I'm not bothered.
But, right, can I say something, though, on behalf of it? Jake's 5'8", who my fiancé, right? And I've dated lads that are tall.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know who decided that tall was better. And this is not me having like a little like Welby rant or whatever, but I think lads have got it in their heads that you have to be tall. I genuinely don't think it matters at all how tall you are.
I'm not bothered. I know I'm not. My height is not one thing that I worry about.
No, you shouldn't.
My belly, on the other hand.
What belly?
What belly?
My hair. But my height is...
Listen, you're in the best shape of your life. Let's give him a compliment.
I don't.
Your skin is glowing, your teeth are shining, and you've got a cracking new haircut. You look amazing. It doesn't matter what height you are.
Everyone fancies you. You're a beautiful guy.
Everyone does fancy you.
There's nothing wrong.
He's doing it to get out of it. I know that. I'm not rising to it.
I'm saying, well, like, you might have to stand tiptoes too, but it's like, there's nothing...
What's that?
There's nothing... wrong. And I think rather than us having to constantly do this, like, who's tallest? Like, look, Sean, look, I'm taller. Look, I'm taller.
Look, he's like on his tiptoes, chin up.
Worry about it, man.
I'm not. Next one, thank you. Thank you both. Next one, please, Sian Welby.
I tell you what you've got. You've got maranoia. That's a new word.
We've came up with it. We're going to add it to the Capital Breakfast Dictionary. Maranoia is marathon paranoia in it.
We've got like a few members of our team running a marathon and who have never, as far as I know, don't run at all normally.
No.
So not even like 5Ks and stuff. So there's this sudden realisation that the marathon, well, as of this podcast, will be tomorrow.
It's been a big hot topic on this breakfast show because we've got our exec producer Callum running it, which we've talked about a few times. We've also got Nana Toes. Tom Cross, our creative producer, running it. And who else is there?
Fair play to them, because I've got to be honest. I'm going to say this. When they both started this marathon journeys, I was thinking that is a big, big ask, because I don't think either of them ran regularly.
They didn't.
And I think, I've done this. You can be guilty of wanting to do the marathon and getting involved in the marathon. Then like, it's hard training and big runs.
Yeah.
And both of them have
stuck to it. And they're going out and doing their thing for amazing causes. So yeah, I've sponsored them now. My brother's doing it as well.
Your brother's doing it as well?
Brother's doing it. I'm really excited.
Are you going down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of marathons happening at the moment. And I always think, especially when I see them on the TV as well, I just think this is the best of Britain. It's all these people going out and doing something, not just for themselves, but usually for an amazing cause and an amazing charity or for a purpose or in someone's memory. And I love that. I love hearing people's stories with it. And I guess if you're training, maybe you're listening to this on a final long run or during a big old carb load. I guess from us guys, we'd like to just say good luck and well done. You know, even getting this far with the training looks like hell.
Keep going.
So keep going.
You got it. Make sure you got plenty of deep heat and watch those nipple chafes.
Before you start, tie your laces, and as you're in the race, look behind you, check there's no daddy pig.
Yes. Oh my God, that's a madness.
This daddy pig fear, this should be a whole new thing. The fear of daddy pig overtaking.
DP fear. No, daddy pig fear. No.
Don't Google that one.
DP fear. It's going to be like Cal Racing's going to let that Reebok advert. You know, Belly's going to get you. He's going to turn around. Daddy pig's going to be behind
Daddy
him.
pig.
Daddy's going to get
you. Just huffing and puffing behind Daddy's going to get
you.
I mean,
yeah, good luck.
I joke with Callum, like, I've just got visions of him doing a photo finish for the marathon, like, you know, where they got to put their arms out and head just
Daddy
to get
pig
past
snout.
Daddy Pig.
The snout will get through
he's
there
good
first.
done you by a snout.
Oh, he's got you by a snout. That is it for us today on Capital Breakfast After the Show. Of course, we will be back next Saturday. And on Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up, we'll be back with our mailbox edition of the podcast as well.
Yeah, so if you can be bothered, send us an email because we do love to hear your stories and we've had some very unhinged ones. It's aftershow@capitalfm.com. Also, if you can give us like a little star rating and a comment, brilliant. Pushes that podcast up.
Get it done. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.
This has been a Global Player original production.